Hey everybody, what's going on? All right, I'm back with a new video. This is about some updates on the channel as well as some cosplaying updates and just some happenings on what is going on with me in my little horror universe. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to go over is the upcoming Edmonton Expo. Okay, so that is once a year here in Edmonton. I went last year in the Halloween Kills outfit, had a lot of fun there, met some cool people. It was a blast. So this year I planned on attending all 3 days, which are the 14th, 15th, and 16th of September, I believe, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I haven't quite decided which 3 cosplays I'm going to do. I'm really leaning toward the original H40 because I have the outfit down quite well and I do still have the real work rights that I weathered myself, and it's probably my favorite of the 3 masks from Raimi. So I was kind of excited to try it out with the H40 and get a chance to wear that beautiful mask again, because I just think it looks great. And I have the nice contact now, and I think I've got the eye makeup down a lot better too, that it would look really good with the H40 Halloween 2018 look. So I was kind of leaning that way. I could always go the ends direction and use the version 2 coveralls I have. They're pretty close. They're definitely not bad looking coveralls. And that mask is gorgeous. So I could do something like that as well, and just do the makeup on the hand sort of like I did last Halloween. Here I just sort of put together my own little version. I used a latex glove and just covered it. Just something to give it texture, and then use some acrylic paints, you know, just from the craft store kind of thing, just to get everything looking decent. And yeah, it turned out quite well just for running through it, you know. I could do the kills look again, but of course I did that last year, so I'm kind of leaning away from that. So it is an option. I guess I'm contemplating which Michael Myers I'm going to go as, because I want to do one of them for sure on one of the days. Now the other ones I'm a little more decided with. I definitely want to do Ghostface. I will probably do the original 96 Scream, but I will likely use the Scream 2 mask that I made there with the modified hood, because it works so well with the robe, and it still has a pretty close correct look to the original film. I mean, the Scream 2 masks were not way different than the Gen 1s, and I kind of didn't want to take out my original, my Gen 1, because well, for obvious reasons, you know, it's expensive and I have to tie the tassels behind the mask, and you know, I don't want to modify it in any way either, so it's a little more work to wear, and of course more worry if something happens to it. Whereas this one, although it is, you know, a Scream 2 Fun World Division mask that is very nice quality, it's not quite as precious as this sucker, so I'll probably do that. And for the other one, likely we're going to see Jason Lives there. I'm probably going to go ahead and go forward with that outfit as well. I do have enough of the outfit together, as you've probably seen before in some of these pictures I've shown you. This was of course before I did the black wrap on all my shelving and everything, but you get an idea of the completed costume. It's not bad, it's pretty close. So that is one I'm seriously considering wearing as well. But the big one I wanted to try out is, of course, the Freddy that I've been showing you guys recently. I do want to work on that mask a little bit and get a little bit of silicone behind that brow up here, just to build that up and lift the mask off my face. I was just experimenting with the cotton balls, so I sort of stuck them in, and they were slowly coming up, making these big lumps, you know, because I was trying to get them to sort of stay here, and when they were here, it was fine. I didn't need any of that. It was just, like I said, an experiment, just to sort of see if that would be enough. So once I turn it inside out and use a little of the silicone that I have that I used on a mask before to repair. And hopefully that will be enough to give it the boost where it's not feeling like it's stuck to my eyes. So that's kind of cool. So I think it would go over really well. The only thing is, I'm a little worried about the glove, of course, because it is metal. None of the blades are sharpened at all. They're completely dull, you know. And they don't even have points on them. They're quite rounded. So I guess we'll see what they say. But yeah, if Freddy doesn't have his glove, it's really loses its punch, doesn't it? So there's no point in doing it without the glove. So I guess I'll see what they say. I mean, honestly, a good sharp pencil would do more damage than that thing, to be honest, you know. I mean, if you were just carrying around a pencil like that, you could really, you know. So I guess you just got to hope people aren't nuts, and somebody dressed like that isn't actually going to bother anybody or you know, touch anybody with it, kind of thing. Not really sure. I'd love to hear the feedback from you guys if you think there's something else I should be trying. I mean, I could do the Part 4 look. Unfortunately, I don't have a different dedicated Jason shirt. It would be the Part 6 that has the wounds from the fence spear. So that is an option too. I guess I could always try the Part 4 outfit as well, even though, you know, the shirt is really the Part 6 Jason shirt. The other one I was considering, of course, is the Scream VI outfit with the newer style mask I have. The other thing I was working on was getting a short shotgun style like this. And of course, this is, you know, not real. This is entirely plastic, and it's got the little red tip. But I found this on Etsy. There's a fellow that makes them, and the picture looked nothing like this. Not really, because it had a handle that just curved down, and that was it. It didn't have any of this stock. It was like that, just what you sort of see there, because that is kind of like the one used in the movie. It has a, you know, like a bent stock. So when I opened it up and I got this, I was really surprised, because I was like, well, this is not the one I was going for. I'm going for the one that looks a lot more like the Scream VI shotgun. It just curves down, you know, and I have this weird stock. And literally none of the pictures have this in it at all. So I was surprised by that. Talked to the guy, and you know, he realized the mix-up. He said he'd make it right. You know, he'd send me out the proper one, and he said, don't worry about this one. I can just keep it, which is kind of him. I do appreciate that. That's very cool. But what's crazy is the replacement one came in just like this one, and I got an email saying it was being held in customs, and I needed to produce photo ID and an original receipt and an explanation of end use kind of thing as well, you know, to explain to them it's for cosplay and it's plastic, you know, and that's all it is. Like, anyway, I had to jump through those little hoops and stuff, and wait a few days, send some emails, and then finally I guess they released it, and it just showed up. So I do want to do a little unboxing of that for you guys. So let's take a look and see if it's wrapped up. Oh, you can see the handle already. Well, there you have it. There is an invoice in there. Perhaps it's the one that I sent them. Let's pull all this off. That is definitely the right handle. Oh, and it comes out like, oh, that's perfect. Much better. Much, much better. That is much, much better. Instantly better. Oh, yeah. That is far more the right style. And this feels like there's more metal in it than the other one, to be honest. Yeah, this one feels lighter. This is absolutely heavier. Because he said that one I was getting originally was, you know, a little heavier, had a little more metal in it. Because this one here with the stock does do it, like it'll cock and it's like an air gun, poof, you know, but it's got this thing glued in it. And it doesn't fire or anything. It just goes poof. Now I'm wondering if this one's kind of the same. Oh yeah, it is too. So it's exactly the same, and it has a bigger tip glued in. But it's easier to cock too. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it has more of a metally feel to it. That's really cool. Oh, and this little thing slides a bit. Okay. It's got nice paint on it, you know, it makes it look like it's metal. But that's absolutely how it's supposed to look. Yeah, that is much better. And it has the hole in the bottom like for the empty shells, right? It's way easier to caulk too. Like this one here, plastic thing is like, that's a harder push down. And it's more of a, it feels more like a toy air gun. I don't know if any of you guys had them in the 80s, but there were these ones you could caulk and they were called Trail Boss. They were just toy guns. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that is definitely the right look. So you see, this would kind of work. I could pull off the Scream VI look. The only thing is, I would have to use the 96 robe, which is similar in some ways, but you know, the new one is a lot bigger. Like there's more to it, and there's more streamers. I believe there's 6, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, long story short, it looks a little bit different, but I could pull it off. It would probably look pretty cool, and people might get it because it was this year's big movie. So if they let me in with this, I don't know. It does have the red tip. Maybe they'd be okay with it. But it absolutely looks right. Like that is what they should have sent me in the first place. That's awesome. Very cool, man. Much, much, much cooler than this one. You know, looks way more the right style shotgun. Not that this looks bad, again, like I said, but this whole thing, like this is plastic, this is plastic, this is plastic too. Yeah, this whole thing is pretty much plastic. If there's any metal in here, if there's any, it would be, it's not even the trigger. Might be some of the stuff inside, but that's really light plastic. This definitely is metal here, like this barrel, or it's maybe resin. And this feels like metal too. Yeah, it's definitely heavier. Like, way cool. Yeah, that's awesome, and it's got the cutout on the bottom. This one does not have that either. It's just completely closed, you see. And on the side, this doesn't do anything. It's just literally an indent. This is much higher quality. I'm surprised because he does have 2 listed on his website, but they both look like this. This thing is not listed in the picture that I could find anyway. But there are 2 prices separated by, I don't know, 20 bucks or something. So I said, what's the difference? And he said, one of them has more metal, but they're pretty similar. So I said, okay, well, I want the nicer one that seems more realistic, of course. That's, you know, it was the one that was 20 bucks more, and it was this. And that's why I'm surprised, because this is just really lightweight plastic. Like, it feels very flimsy. And again, wrong stock. So that's the most important thing, was to have the right accuracy, right? Because I thought it was a standard style, you know, stock shotgun. And when I saw some pictures of it, there's a picture of it where Ghostface sort of has it like this really briefly, and you can see the handle, how it curves up like that. And that's exactly the type of handle it had. So now that this is here, though, it is making me think I could very easily just use the original Scream 96 robe with this style 25th anniversary mask. Try to make it work. Hopefully it won't look bad. I'll have to try it on and see. And use this as a prop as well as a buck. I think that would go over quite well. So that might be what we do on one day with it. Maybe a couple Myers if Freddy isn't allowed. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Or maybe we take out Jason Lives. I'm really not sure. I'd love to hear some feedback, though, what you guys think. But that is currently what I'm trying to figure out with the cosplay stuff for the Edmonton Expo. As for some other recent pickups, I did get this neat little box in from Fright Rags, and I know what is in here. I ordered these because it's such a good price, and I could use some of these around the house, believe it or not. It's I never seem to be able to find a cup that is big enough for me, you know what I mean? If I want big glass of water or something, or just anything really. And I know these collectible cups are pretty sweet, so I decided to pick up a set of 4 from Fright Rags, and I decided to go with the exact same one for all 4, and here they are. It is the Creepshow collector cups from Fright Rags, full set of 4, very nice. You know, thought about getting different ones, but I thought it'd be cool to have a set of 4 Creepshow cups. Very cool. I love the way they look, though, and like I said, they aren't very expensive. Just another very cool thing from Fright Rags, and there are a few other things coming as well with this particular order, but because these are in stock and they're not pre-orders, yes, we went with pre-orders, that is why I have them now. And we have a watermelon toxic waste candy, very cool. We have a zombie versus shark card. And we always get a sticker, as always. I got a sweet Elvira sticker. Unfortunately, it's pretty damaged on the bottom. Looks like it got pinched in the box. You know, unfortunately. That's too bad. Elvira is awesome. We love Cassandra Peterson. Also, I've been busy playing some Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I haven't played it nearly as much as I've wanted to, but of the time I've spent on it, it's a really fun game. Definitely exciting. I'm glad it has cross-platform as well, although I am hearing about some people doing some hacking here and there, which isn't so good when you're playing, you know, against people on the PC. Some of them have that ability. So that is a bit of a bummer in that respect, but it's cool that we're able to play on cross-platform, and it is a really fun game, so I'm really glad, and I look forward to playing more of that in the future. Now, speaking of games, they've also put out a recent teaser, and this is from Ilphonic. Now, Ilphonic had something to do with the original Friday game, as well as, you know, how Gun Media did as well, and Gun Media produced the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. That's their new baby. And like I said, it's great, but Ilphonic also put out a title, and it is Killer Klowns from Outer Space. I've briefly mentioned it once or twice before, but they put out a teaser trailer of some of the gameplay, and it, honestly, I have to say, looks like a ton of fun. So check out some of this footage.
That soft skins and cotton candy cocoons. There's gotta be a way out of here. Hunt and kill and eat in any order.
The sooner we shut down this invasion, the better our chances.
No, please, no! Get out of here!
I just thought the gameplay looked really cool. It had almost that, you know, Grand Theft Auto feel a little bit with the controls and stuff. So I definitely have pretty high hopes for that one. That looks like it's going to be a pretty fun game. I have not heard a official release date yet, but I'm sure it must be getting close if they're putting out teasers. So hopefully we will get to see it this year. That would be pretty awesome. But in the meantime, I am going to be working on Texas Chainsaw Massacre a little bit more and trying to get familiar with that. Anyway, that is pretty much it for all the updates, what's going on with me lately. So as you know, I've been busy as hell like always, but I will try to get more videos out to you as I can. And of course, with the Halloween season just about upon us, you will probably be hearing plenty more from me as often as I possibly can. Anyway, that is it for now, guys. So thanks so much for watching as always, and we will see you again for another one. Take care.